So, what is your authentic self? And what does this really mean? And what even happened? Like, where did this disconnection happen? Where did it take place? Why did it take place? That's what this video is about. So this is a companion video. This is video 2 that goes with my book, Authentically You, which is all about discovering and embodying your authentic self. So you can get this book for free. I've got the link below for you, as well as the links for the other videos. There are 4 in total. As I said in the previous video, there may be even more to come, who knows. But this is going to really support you in taking what we go through inside the ebook much deeper, so you can really start to experience the shifts for yourself. The shifts in really embodying your authentic self. So what is the authentic self? For me, the authentic self is the true you, like really your true essence of who you really are and who you came to be in this human life. And as I shared in the previous video, your authentic self to me is not this fixed version. There may be fixed aspects, like parts of you that are consistent and don't tend to change a lot. There's like a consistency there, but I still find that there are different aspects and elements and ways that we show up in different situations and relationships. And sometimes we might think, oh, I must not be authentic, or maybe I'm being fake because I'm doing something a little differently. But what if we could actually meet ourselves with pure curiosity throughout this journey and really starting to tune into, is this the true me? Because your authentic self, it's going to be unique for you. And the only way to really discover what your authentic self is and what that means for you is to actually go on a bit of a journey of experimentation, exploration, and curiosity. So really asking yourself as you navigate life, is this true for me? Is this decision right for me? When you make a decision, asking yourself, was that the right decision? How do I feel about that? When I'm showing up in particular relationships, just starting to take that observer role of like noticing, how do I speak? How do I communicate? What words do I use? How am I different when I'm interacting with this person compared to this person? Do I notice myself shutting certain parts of me down, holding certain things in, afraid to express, afraid to be in my quirkiness or my weirdness or my sexiness or my confidence? Am I noticing that I'm holding myself back or holding parts of me back? Or maybe even sometimes we don't want to make other people feel a certain way. We don't want them to feel bad. We don't want them to feel guilty. We don't want them to be uncomfortable. So we change and contort ourselves and hold back certain expressions or things that we really need to say in order for other people to be more comfortable, so that we are loved, accepted, and belong. So really, to discover what your authentic self is really to go on that journey of exploration, of noticing. And we can start to feel when we're holding parts of ourselves back, we can start to feel like a contraction in the body or a tension, or like even in the throat, especially if there's like something that you feel to say, but maybe you don't feel safe to say, or maybe like it's even saying your no is a big one for people, is like feeling unsafe to be like, no, that's not for me. Or maybe you get invited to a party and it's like, I don't really want to go, or I'm not sure yet, but we feel like we have to give an answer straight away and we don't really want to go, but we feel like we have to. And it's like this contraction that you feel in the body when it's actually your body is saying no. And a lot of the time we're not honoring that because we've been conditioned to be yes people and to be compliant and to be good. And it's like considered like you're good if you just comply and you just do what you should, or what you think you should do, what you think will get you that love, acceptance, and belonging, and what you think others are expecting of you. For me, the authentic self is really when we're in that true alignment of following what is correct for us, making decisions that are correct for us, even if there is discomfort there, and there likely will be. especially because many of us have not been brought up with this, have not been taught this, and so it's going to come with a bit of discomfort initially. But the more you practice it, the easier it's going to get. And really what happens with the authentic self, that when that disconnection happens, it often happens very early on in life. Maybe even from like day dot, like as soon as you enter this world, there's conditioning. There is societal conditioning and norms and cultural norms and things that are being imprinted onto our system. And it's like what we witness, our original caregivers or our siblings or our friends or our society, what we witness happening in the world around us. And it's like showing us like what's okay and what's not okay, creating the survival mechanisms, like what do I have to do, how do I have to be, what's okay for me to do, what's not okay, so that I am safe, so that I am loved, so that I'm accepted, so that I belong, so I get my needs met. And if there is an experience that takes place where it's like, it's not safe for me to be angry, because when I express my anger, when I throw a tantrum, maybe my mother scolded me or yelled at me or shut down and didn't speak to me. And that created a really strong imprint and message and belief system that says it's not okay for me to be angry. I won't get loved. I won't be accepted. I won't belong. I'm unsafe to be in my anger. It could also be with pleasure. It's not safe to be my pleasure if we were like exploring our body and it was like we were told it was yucky or that's wrong or you don't do that. Maybe we were met with disgust and shame. And so then we take on that message that being in my pleasure, that touching my body, that exploring my body or whatever, being in my full expression, in my sexuality is wrong because that's what I got mirrored to me. That's the experience I had. Or maybe sex was never talked about and it's become taboo and now it doesn't feel okay, it doesn't feel right. And so these are just some of the different things that I've noticed come up a lot, but there are so many. There are so many threads. And that's why in the previous video, I spoke about the delicate unraveling. You're going to discover these threads on your journey. You're going to discover your core belief systems, limiting belief systems, traumas and emotional wounding and inner children and different things that are stored in your body mind, in your subconscious mind, that have disconnected you from your authenticity. Because being in your pleasure, being in your joy, being in your full expression is part of your authenticity. And yes, maybe we get to a stage where we don't necessarily want to throw a tantrum in the shopping aisle when we're like, say, 30 years old or whatever. But there is an ability that we develop where it's like, okay, I'm feeling triggered, I'm feeling really angry, I'm feeling really sad. What do I need here? And so there's this ability to maybe hold that expression so that we're not kind of just losing it in the shopping aisle, and creating a safe space at home or calling a friend or going to a ceremony or a circle or a coach or whatever it might be to be held in that full expression. So it's not necessarily saying like, oh, I'm going to be my authentic self and I'm just going to rage whenever I want or like kind of have that expression just whenever, wherever. It's more about acknowledging that your full expression, that all of your emotions, that all of your experiences are truly welcome and valid. And can we create a safe space for those to be expressed, for those to be witnessed, for those to be held, for all of you to come through. So for me, to kind of give an example, if it was coming to, for me, like being in my full expression, really in all areas, has been quite the journey and quite the challenge. But when we speak maybe more specifically to anger, this is definitely something that has been really pushed down and felt really unsafe to fully express, like the rage. But then what happens is it builds up until all of a sudden the bottle is full and it explodes. And it often explodes at the wrong time, at the wrong person, and then it would lead to shame cycles and feeling really humiliated embarrassed, and not wanting to show my face ever again. And I would shame myself and beat myself up and put myself down. And then what I discovered was that, like, well, actually, anger and rage are emotions. They're simply emotions, and there's nothing wrong with them, and it's natural to feel these. And this is really feedback. This is information. Like, the body's saying, like, I'm not okay with something, and it's like this part of you that has the power to advocate for you. There's a deep sacredness to your anger and to your rage. And my beautiful friend Embody and I, we actually led a really amazing workshop called Own Your Wildfire, which turned into more of a mini program because it was quite a deep dive. And it was really all about transforming your relationship to anger, because anger isn't good, it's not bad. It's simply anger. It's an emotion, energy in motion. When we let it move and flow, we're able to release it and come back to our homeostasis, back to balance and groundedness and centeredness. And when we're able to express it, it really allows us to feel actually a sense of safety, because we now are signaling to our system that it's okay for me to advocate for myself. It's okay for me to fight for myself. It's okay for me to protect myself. It's okay for me to express. So it's actually creating a deep safety when we allow ourselves to express. Otherwise, we are constantly in this state of I am not safe. And we're in this survival mode all the time. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And this is constantly keeping us disconnected from who we truly are. And this happens from very early on in life. And when you look at it, when we look at the people that are in our lives from day dot, a lot of them also weren't connected to their authentic self. They also weren't connected to their full expression or allowing that full expression. So we were learning from them. And this isn't wronging or shaming anyone, because they weren't taught this either. And so we have so much compassion for ourselves and for each other. And the more that we go on this journey, we realize, oh, this makes a lot of sense why I am the way I am today, why I'm having the fears I have, why I have the beliefs, why I have the challenges. It makes sense why my parents or my siblings or whoever, my partner, are having these challenges. And we have so much more compassion, which again is going to create this ripple effect that's going to bring more harmony and acceptance into the world and more peace into the world. Because instead of judging each other, shaming each other, and being in conflict with each other, we're going to have so much compassion and curiosity. What is here for me? What is here for them? What is coming up? What is this showing me? What is this revealing to me? And it's a really incredible journey. So that's a little bit about what is the authentic self and what happened. Why am I so disconnected? Why do I not know who I am? The thing is, all of this stuff that we've got buried, the trauma, the beliefs, the experiences, it's created this fragmentation, and this journey of coming home to yourself is calling all these pieces back. For me, embodying your authentic self is giving yourself permission to be all of yourself. The parts that maybe you don't like right now, the parts that you shame or judge, and the parts that you love, and the parts that you desire to be, and the parts that you desire to cultivate, it's all of it. It's all of it. It's embracing all of you. I have another incredible workshop called Devotion to Love, and you can actually get access to this for free. And it's really about embracing all of you, loving all of you, and it's deeply devoting yourself to your path and to your journey. This is another piece to this journey, to this puzzle that we're playing with at the moment, the Authentically You journey. Bringing all of these pieces together is just going to take you so deep, and you're going to experience an incredible transformation. A coming home is really what this is all about. It's a remembering, it's a coming home. And so these companion videos, the Devotion to Love workshop, the different materials that I provide when you sign up to the Authentically You ebook, when you get that ebook, you get all the bonus materials for free to access to take you deeper on this journey. So I'll pop all the links below. I'd love to hear what resonated for you in this video. And I'd also love to hear, like, what is your authentic self? What is authentic self to you? What does that mean to you? Let me know. All right, see you in the next video.